and we're here for another episode of WebSugar. I'm here with Kathy Alice Brown, search engine optimization expert, and Pamela Ziemann, and she is our person whose website we're looking at today. So welcome, Pamela, and welcome, Kathy. So happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks, Gina.
All right, Pamela, can you tell us a little bit about your business?
Yes, I can. I am a creativity and confidence catalyst, and I help people in two ways. One of them is I help them with online video and live stream to get confident and creative in how they deliver their message. And another product that I have is the mastermind group where I help people really to get unstuck. If they're trying a new diet, if they're trying to get more flexibility in their life, if they just have like a writer's block or something like that, I help people with my mastermind series to get unstuck.
Okay. And when we were just talking before the hangout, you mentioned diet and vegan and plant-based diets. How does that fit into all what you just said?
Well, with the mastermind group, I find that a lot of times people want to get off meat or dairy or gluten or any of those things. So they come with whatever they want to eliminate from their life, and we help them with that.
Okay, so that's kind of handled in your mastermind group.
Right.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. Well, let's go take a look at your site. And just give me a second to get to your home page, because I was looking at some of your other pages. So when I come to your site, I get the e-course, and we were talking about your events page. Is the events page where you offer your mastermind group?
Yeah, the events page is the mastermind group, and the VIP link is for people who want to work on video and communication skills. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it would be great if somehow I'm just not. I think they get the e-course Stinking on Your Feet to reduce stress. That's cool. But I would love to be able, I don't know, somehow the word video needs to be on this page somewhere. If that's what you're really, I mean, which do you put, when you're at a networking event, what do you talk about first? Does it depend, or do you talk about the video first, or do you talk about the mastermind group first?
It does. It depends on the group, but I always start off with creativity and confidence, because it's directly related to both of those. Like, how can you be more creative in the kitchen? How can you be more creative with your videos? How can you be more creative and confident in your life?
Okay, okay. So Gina, I'm just going to try to remember how to show my screen. It's been a while since we've done Hangouts.
Scroll over on the left, and those icons will pop up. You're going to see a little green arrow or green box.
Yeah, I remember. It's just been a while since I've done a Hangout.
And then you'll choose which screen.
Yeah, let me find the one that I want to show, which is your homepage. Oh, I'm having trouble finding it. Oh, you know what? I think it's because I have it in a different browser.
Oh, yeah. It should be in the same browser, PamelaZiemann.com. That's P-A-M.
Well, give me a second to get that up, and then I'll show it. But one of the things I'm noticing is, are you familiar with what a title tag is?
I know what the phrase is, but tell me more.
Okay. So if you look at the very top of your browser, you'll notice that, especially if you have multiple tabs open, you'll notice that they have text in them. So like if I were to go to your homepage and have that in a tab, and I'll show this in a minute, they'll have some text in there. And that's, when it comes to SEO, search engine optimization, there's certain elements on your page, your HTML page, that helps Google understand what that page is about. So now that I have your homepage up, I'm going to go and just share it so our audience can see it. So I'm going to start the screen share. So this is your homepage, and you can see the creativity and confidence, and that would normally show up in the tab, but since I just have one tab open, you can see it here. And so that's your title tag. And you know, you have about 55 characters with that title tag. So I'd probably do a little bit more with that title tag, because when people search on your name, and let's just do that, and hopefully I could spell your name correctly. Ziemann.
Yeah.
There we go. I got it. You see where it says? You see in my search where it says creativity and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be nice to create a topic, and you know, you have to kind of think about this. You know, I'm not going to get it perfectly, but creativity, confidence in your life and video. Creativity and confidence in your diet. You know what I mean? You have the ability to add. I mean, you have your name in here, which is nice, but you have about 55 characters, so you could add a little bit about video. So this part up here is that's the title tag, and this part down here is the meta description.
Okay.
And these are elements on your page that you don't necessarily see in the HTML of the page, you know, the visible page, but they're elements you could set through the WordPress plugins you have installed on this site. And Optimize Press gives you some of this ability, and of course definitely Yoast gives you this ability. So what I would encourage you is to maybe, because when people, let's say people meet you at an event, and they are like, wow, I remember that woman, her name was Pamela, you know, I know she was doing something with video, let me search on her name. And you search on her name, and you want to at least have the elements of your, you know, your group, your mastermind, your video, you want that to kind of somehow show up in the snippet that shows up when they search on your name. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yep. So, yeah, definitely, you know, basic SEO, the way I kind of think about it is these search snippets, there's the title tag and the meta description are the welcome mats to each of the pages of your site. And so they're almost like an ad. And your goal is to get someone to click through that little ad to get to your page. And so here we're just talking about your home page, but we can also think about this for your other pages as well. And we'll get to your events page as well. So you know, whatever it takes to get people to click through, and you know your audience better than I do. So you're going to think about what resonates with them, what's kind of their hot buttons, and if video is a hot button, I mean, video is really sexy right now. So I would definitely mention video somewhere. If it's not in the title tag, I would at least mention it in the meta description.
Mm-hmm. And even live stream. I mean, there's so much live streaming going on now that I help people get comfortable with spontaneous, in the moment. You know, you're in front of the camera right now. What do you do?
Absolutely, and I think, you know, I think you've got a good start here. You know, gain the kind of confidence that can change your life. I'm Pamela Ziemann, and I help you get that confidence when you're in front of a camera. You know, I mean, just the more specifics, you know, because you want to rank for, hey, I need help with my video, or I need help with getting more confidence in speaking, or I just need confidence overall in my life. I mean, I'm trying to model a little bit of your target audience here. Mm-hmm. You know, you want to have those words in both the title tag and the meta description, so they resonate with it and they click through.
Right, got it.
So yeah, so basic SEO, and it used to be that you really focused on sticking keywords into the title tag and the meta description. But now you still want to do some of that. You still want some of those keywords in there, but it's really about getting that click. It's really about resonating with that audience, and just getting that, you know, if that's the right person for you to be your client, you want to make sure that you're using language they'll recognize. Oh yeah, that's my problem. I want to click through.
Right. So would you have more of the pain point in there, or the promise?
That's a great question. I think it depends on, you know, some of that's going to be, you're going to be able, be able to answer that better than me because you know what works with your clients. With video, I think the promise sounds more likely to be the thing you want to do. As far as the mastermind group, it's kind of a toss-up. You have to sort of see what works well with your clients. Because when you have conversations with them, I mean, you probably have a sense of what you have to say for them to become a client.
Yeah, I think that would be more the pain. Like I have,
Yeah.
my joints are starting to hurt, and I know there's a better way, and I'm not as flexible as I used to be. I'm stuck in my head or my business. Just, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the mastermind group is probably more focused on pain point, but I think the video, everybody's like, it's kind of exciting, it's cool, but it's scary. And
Right.
you're promising, you can do this. You can do this. I will show you how to look good on camera and have that confidence that you deserve. Because a lot of people are scared of video.
Yeah, with Periscope and Meerkat and Google Hangouts and all that, it's here now.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I'm trying to do more video, and so it's definitely here. So, yeah, I think that's more of a promise thing. It's a little scary, but it's also like exciting too.
Yeah.
All right, so so this is your events. I just did just a search on events, just because I knew that was going to pull up the events page. Now, if I'm searching for a mastermind group or I'm searching for some way to get help with my confidence in my life, I probably wouldn't type in events. So that's kind of one problem there. So email me at z@pam. Okay, hopefully that is a valid email address, and hopefully that is your valid phone number. So hopefully that'll work. Okay, so we're going to click through. So I have, for a title tag, I have online, vegan, plant-based, elementals, cuisine. That does not match with what's going on this page with me. I would have expected, like, okay, here's how you start a vegan diet, or not some, I don't know, they just don't match this title tag with the promise of this page or the pain points you're trying to articulate on this page. Plant-based diets for feeling better, plant-based diets for more energy, 21 days to more energy with a plant-based diet. All those would be title tags that would kind of match more with what this page is trying to say. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and I don't, a lot of people are like, oh my God, I'll give up meat, but I could never give up cheese. So it's like if they want to focus on giving up meat, then they're allowed in my mastermind group, you know what I mean? So it isn't like I want to say you need to be plant-based diet, but I know if they went all the way, they'd feel really awesome.
Well, and I would say that plant-based diet is probably better. Well, this is the thing. This is kind of the hard thing, is because vegan. I've done some work in I have some vegan websites because I've done the vegan diet. And what was interesting for me, it was hard for me to give up meat than cheese, but I'm different, I guess. Cheese wasn't that hard for me because it was really clear for me once I gave it up that dairy was actually hurting me.
Yeah.
Where meat wasn't as obvious. But that's just me. Yeah, I mean, vegan definitely has a fair amount of search volume, vegan diets, but people are not expecting to land in a group, like a pitch for a group. They're expecting to get like a blog on the vegan diet. So, I mean, you could even the word group or mastermind. I think plant-based would be a little better because a lot of the vegan stuff online is not just about the diet, but kind of more the lifestyle. There's a lot about, animal rights, the environment. So vegan, there's a lot of stuff that comes along with the vegan keyword that you need to think about whether you want to incorporate in your practice. And it sounds like you just want them to get more plant-based.
Well, I think like people with arthritis and people, because one of my YouTube videos, I was just looking at which ones get the most draw. I've got like 16,000 hits on plant-based, and I've got 4,000 on anti-inflammation and arthritis. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking a better approach might be to just go for, hey, people have achy joints. They don't know they need a plant-based diet necessarily, but I know that it's going to help them tremendously. So,
And I would tend to agree with you because I mean a lot of the people who are searching on vegan keywords, for them it's more about how can I help the animals. And
yeah,
I would totally agree with you that a vegan diet is really helpful for inflammation because dairy in general creates a lot of inflammation in the body. So and it might be that this is a plant-based diet that addresses inflammation. And I think it's a little more of a safer place. Like, oh, good, I don't have to listen to someone who's going to lecture me about PETA or, the ethical treatment of animals. I'm going to get someone who's going to help me get a better diet for my body to feel better. Does that make sense?
it makes sense. I do know for sure that people who do it for ethical reasons stick with it, and a lot of times people who do it for health reasons, they fall off. As soon as they start feeling better, they're like, oh, maybe I can't have that chocolate chip cookie that's loaded with butter or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I personally, I came into it for the animals,
Right.
but if I want to address somebody's specific pain point, I'm saying middle-aged people who are starting to feel their joints and they're like, oh my gosh, my joints, I can't even get down on the floor and roll around like I used to. So those
Yeah.
kind of people who aren't like rheumatoid arthritis or they've had it for a long time, but they're just starting to go, you know what, I want to prevent my joints getting worse. And that all comes with change too, because a rigid mindset equals a rigid body a lot of times. So it
Yeah.
isn't just the diet, it's like walking differently. It's like doing more creative things in your life and changing it up a bit.
Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, you have to kind of think about who you're speaking to, and addressing a more specific pain point sounds great to me. I mean, as online marketers, we're always looking for that very specific message. The more
Yeah.
specific it is, the more you can target somebody. So I don't know. Inflammation sounds like a great target for me. But you can, on your page, you can actually kind of address some of the other things about why a plant-based diet is really good.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
totally, you got to lead with something, but then you can bring in the other elements into it.
I'm going to be changing the copy on this page because it just seems a little bit too broad right now.
Well, and I would say you need more pictures. I mean, this.
I would love to put more pictures in there, but with optimized press, it just seems like a total pain. Gina and I have like, I just want to get a basic picture in there, and it really messes everything up. For
Mm,
me, anyway, I don't have that skill level to get pictures in there.
yeah, I don't know. It's just a wall of text. I mean, you do video, boy. I mean, since you're so good with video, I'd be thinking about embedding a video in here. See if
Yeah.
yeah.
Is
I mean,
that pretty easy to do, Gina? I mean, can I pop one in there, do you think? Or
I'm muting myself. Yeah,
Mhm.
there is kind of like they call them elements in optimized press. So just depending on where we're breaking up the text, we might have to add more text boxes, and then wherever you want to put it, make sure that you can just insert in. It's not as easy as kind of a straight HTML page. So, but you can definitely, just deciding, where you want it on the page, and then it's just a matter of adding, a video element.
Right, because like we talked about, and you'll know these people, Kathy Alice, Dr. Joel Furman, and
oh yeah.
Dr. Brian Clement, and Neil Barnard. I've got me, with those guys, so it really gives social proof that I've worked with all these guys.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Then that any kind of social proof or establishment of credibility. You can,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much you've studied sales pages, but you kind of want to lead with, okay, here's the problem. I've got the solution for you. Then you go into a bit of the story about, okay, how the inflammation is really causing you a lot of, so people resonate with it. You can't get down on the floor and roll around. You can't walk like you used to. So you get into the story, and then, here's what I have for you. And, we found that small group coaching is really the best way for you to implement a habit, a lifestyle change. You get positive reinforcement. I'm the leader, and then you can bring in your credibility. I'm the leader of this group. Look, here I'm talking to Joel Furman. Here is some of my other videos, and here's some of my, if you have them, I've been vegan for this many years, and I also make it a very safe place. You can take the plant-based diet as far as you want to. There's no judgment here. It's all about just making you a better you. I mean, that's the story I kind of see with the sales page.
Yeah.
And and I think a video, 1 or 2 videos might be really strong. Where you're
I've got a couple videos, like 3 tips for people new to a plant-based diet, and that one's got like a lot of views. And so I could give people, I mean, that isn't really a call to action, but I want to give them some value to just see, if they resonate with me, and how the possibility of it, and it's pretty easy, really.
Yeah. I mean, since you're so easy, you have so much ease with video. I mean, doing a quick video introducing, hi, I'm, Pamela, and do you have a lot of information in your body? Are you finding that you can't, touch your toes? I mean, you'll come up with better stuff than this. Are you finding that, you're actually skipping activities that you used to do with joy? Well, did you know it might be your diet? I'm Pamela, and I've been helping people have more ease and confidence in their diet, in their life through a plant-based diet. And let me tell you more about the plant-based diet and why it really solves these inflammation problems. You see what I'm trying? And it's a 3-minute video. You don't want to go too long. And then, the page would reinforce some of the key points that you have in the video. And, credibility is good. Testimonials are always good. And I think it would break up the page, because right now it's a wall of text, and I read, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people do. They'll just, they'll read the headline, skip down to the bottom. Okay, what's the buy now? What is it? What will it do? All right, So I mean, I think a video would actually might help this page a lot, especially if you're having trouble with images with optimized press. Let's go with the videos. That's what you do anyway.
I think I want them both on there. I mean, I'd like the credibility and you just got to figure out optimized press, I guess.
Yep. And to answer your earlier question, when we talked before, I think events, I don't know if it should be like coaching. I mean, events doesn't seem to match with what it is you're offering here. I mean, events to me is like a live event that I go to something. This doesn't sound like that's what this is. So
yeah,
I would probably rename it on the main menu. I don't necessarily have to rename the URL. As Gina knows, changing URLs can cause problems, but maybe just renaming the links. And definitely I would work on the title tag as well.
And renaming it would, because I feel like maybe the pain point should be in there rather than coaching.
If you can figure out how to get the pain point into something as short as a menu item, go for it.
Yeah.
That would probably take a little brainstorming, though.
Right. And then what about the YouTube? Because I have so many YouTube videos, and people, I would love to get a little SEO from my YouTube channel.
All right. Let's go take a look. And and if I search on your name, will I find your channel?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that. And I am learning how to spell, so just bear with me. All right, so this looks like your channel.
That's my channel.
Well, video SEO is a whole other world in itself.
Hey, you made it to my YouTube channel. Awesome!
That's cool.
My name's Pamela Ziemann. I'm a creativity and confidence catalyst. What I like to share on my YouTube channel are ideas and inspiration, a lot of them I take out here in nature, about how we can get more creative and really let our creativity shine, and how we can boost our confidence so that we can share our message with the rest of the world, people who could really benefit from it. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and sign up, and if you want to kick it up a notch, then I have the option of going to my email newsletter list so that I can send you out links and we can connect live, like you and I on a video chat together, if that sounds good to you. Because I like to hold what's called little mini masterminds where I find out from you, like, what's going on in your life.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change that.
Ideas, and we can all raise each other up to a higher level. So I hope you sign up. I'd love to see you either on the YouTube subscriber. If you just want to subscribe to the channel, that's awesome. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter list, even better. Okay.
So that's pretty good. You definitely look very comfortable on video. The background's pretty busy. So that might be something to look into. And you know, it's really tough to do 2 calls of action in one video. So I don't know, you might want to just get them to subscribe. I don't know, it's hard to, when you do 2 calls of actions, you're giving people a choice, and studies have shown that choices are not great for people. They tend to not take action when they have too much choice. So you have to kind of choose one or the other.
Then you mentioned the www.pamelaziemann or the HTTP. You said one or another.
Have it. It's now redirecting. Okay, the new tab didn't show up. It's now redirecting, so it's cool. When I click on this, it redirects to pamelaziemann.com, and it does in 301 redirect, so it's all good. It's all been fixed up.
Okay.
Unlike before, you weren't fixed up earlier, but Gina has fixed you all up.
Gina, the wizard.
Yep. So yeah, no, that I don't think you need to worry about that.
Okay.
So these are all your videos down here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How to make the world more beautiful, how to start worrying and get business.
Yeah, those are just the last 3.
Yep. Where are the tags? You know, you put tags on YouTube videos. Where are those?
Right. Well, when I go into edit from my end, when you edit, then the tags show up.
Mm-hmm.
I could show you on my screen if you want.
No, it's okay. I just wondered if it showed up to the end user.
I don't think it does.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it's something like this. What you kind of have to do is spend time. There is a keyword tool with YouTube that you could spend some time on. I don't do a lot of YouTube video SEO, but I guess the first thing I would kind of do is how to stop worrying and get new business. Well, I might have actually started with YouTube. It's a little more literal than Googlebot is, so it's almost like I'd probably start that with get new business. Let's see if there's no suggestion. Stop. I'm trying to see what the suggest tool is giving to me, because the suggest tool is kind of telling me. And if you can see that on your screen, you know how you type in, and this happens both in YouTube as well as in Google. It'll like suggest, you know, keywords for you. That's a really a clue that kind of gives you a sense of what what are the kind of the more popular search terms. And so when I start talking about stop worrying, when I started typing that in, I don't see anything about new business. So it's not a very common search. Stop worrying and get new business.
Mm-hmm.
So how about get new? No, it's probably get new. How to get new clients.
Ah.
So it'd be how to get new clients and not worry. That would be how to get new clients, and and the not worry is just you're adding that to the end. But that's like the more common search in YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
do you see what I'm kind of doing? I'm kind of playing with Google to suggest to try to figure out how to name your video.
Right.
And that's what you should do with each of your videos, is spend some time with the suggest. And there is a YouTube keyword tool, which I have not played around with too much, but there is one. Yep, there it is. That is not the YouTube keyword tool. Well, this is probably a fun tool to play with. It's not the YouTube one. But you can use this tool, this keyword tool IO/YouTube, just to get some suggestions. So let's type in get new business. See what it does. It's thinking about it. Well, that's not a good sign at all. Yeah, there is. It's in your account. It's part of your account. There is a keyword tool, but using the suggest tool and using some of these other tools, you can definitely get at least a better sense of what people are searching on, because the title is very important with YouTube in particular. Not so much with Google, but YouTube in particular, the title is really important.
Right. I have heard that the how-to videos are most popular.
Yep. Well, you think about it. People, they want to see how something is done.
Right.
So, I mean, when you do your YouTubes, do you actually put in, graphics and things to, like, I mean, in this video, if...
Buddy, Pamela here, and I want to share with you some tips. Is all right.
So you're kind of just a talking head. So one of the things you could...
Some of them, a lot of them, I put in graphs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know to do that. All right, because that, I mean, I know people like me who not really into watching video. It helps me a lot if, there's a graphic. It kind of captures my attention and gets me to stay with the video, and it reinforces your message in the video.
Right.
So that's one thing about YouTube videos, is it's good to kind of mix it up. So it's interesting, and you can watch TV and watch that they do that. They have like the text and the person, and it really jumps around quite a bit when you watch how they produce like advertising on TV. It's kind of impressive, actually. Okay, so that's so one thing I wanted to just make sure we touched on. And just give me a second. So Gina.
Yes.
You won't be seeing what I'm... Give me 2 seconds. I want to show you this URL. Give me 2 seconds to get there. So both Optimize Press and Yoast have the ability to specify SEO data. And this little article here, which I can send you, if it says, if you're using Yoast, we recommend switching off our own SEO options, that being Optimize Press, within the Optimize Press dashboard general settings section.
I did that for Pamela already.
Okay, so I wanted to just make sure that that was something to be done, because they actually recommend that you do that. So Yoast has a little more free reign to, do its thing. Okay, so that I just wanted to make sure that was something that's been done because that is what they recommend.
We put in a ticket to Optimize Press, and it took a little while for them to reply, but they said, well, why don't you download SEO by Yoast? So I figured that I needed to turn off their default Optimize Press SEO settings if I was going to be downloading SEO by Yoast.
I've definitely seen that in some of these other frameworks and plugins, where they're much more full-featured, is that they'll do kind of the default SEO, so you have something. But then what happens is you can then run into conflicts when you install something like Yoast, because they're both kind of, I was looking at the code and on the events page, and I could see that both plugins were setting stuff. And fortunately, they were both setting the same thing, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I said, maybe I should just make sure that you've configured it so that Yoast is taking precedence over the other plugin.
So here's a question, and that is, how do people find me? Is it like me posting blogs or my YouTube videos or what? Because I've had, not a whole lot of people contacting me just through SEO. And I know it wasn't until recently that we fixed some of those things.
Yeah, fixing those things definitely will help. You're going to, people are going to find you through your name. That's the easiest way to get started. The other thing is, I don't know how much you're out there in the world speaking and with YouTube videos, is I would highly suggest you brand your offerings. So this mastermind thing you got going on, like, have a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if people hear you talking about it on a YouTube video, and then they may not, they may like go away for a week, and then they go, you know what, I saw this YouTube video and she had this program. Let me search for the name of that program. Mm-hmm. So the more you can brand your business, just really easy, memorable names, because branded keywords are easier to rank for than non-branded keywords. So, if you do have offerings and it's something that they're not ephemeral, you're continuing to offer it. Maybe you have a video, get yourself on camera with confidence package, and have your, you want to have like prominent names for those things, and brand them. Make sure that they're visible on the page. Make sure you talk about them. Because what you'll find is the more you get out in the world, the more you're also known not by your name, but also by the name of your offerings.
Right.
So one recommendation that I don't think a lot of people talk about is, because it's more of a, I see a lot more in the enterprise space, is people really worry about branding. And I think small business owners don't worry about it enough. Because if you do have a really popular program and people start talking about it, and there's this easy, catchy way for them to remember, oh yeah, I was in the, I don't know, Plants Gave Me Confidence program, and it was awesome, and then people start remembering that, and then they'll search on it.
Mm-hmm.
Branding, just making sure you got your own houses in order as far as branding is one thing. And then the next part of it is just identifying the language, and let's just focus on the mastermind. So inflammation. The way I would go about it, if you were my client, is we would do keyword research. So how big is the space? How big is the space? How many people are searching for this? What is the language they use to describe this problem? What are their top 3 questions when it comes to inflammation in the body? Are they aware of the diet option, or are they really kind of just eating lots of pills to address the issue? These are all like you got to do this market research to figure out where. And the other question is, where do they hang out online? Are they kind of more Facebook people? Do they go to Quora and ask questions? Where do they hang out online? And all of that, takes quite a bit of time to do. It's what I do. And then you start getting a strategy like, oh, these people, they read a lot of blogs. They really enjoy watching Oprah. They're all followers of her page. Maybe we can do a Facebook ad campaign to target, Oprah. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just coming up with this stuff. And, oh, by the way, we have a couple of really interesting keywords. We got this list of 10 keywords that we can write a blog post on. And, depending on the competitiveness of that topic and how well your site is optimized, you might rank for searches on that particular topic. So, unfortunately, there's no real easy answer to your question.
Yeah.
But it's definitely market research, keyword research, and making sure you're where your audience is, and you are speaking their language when they're searching for a solution.
Yep. I was a little tapped out on writing blogs because I did so many of them. And it's just like, oh, forget it, man. This is just burning me out.
Yep. Yeah, I know that. I wrote a bunch of blog posts, and now I'm really not as good as I was. So you kind of, and I mean, people really invest in their business. They may hire a writer. It just depends on where they want to put their money, where they want to invest in their business.
I think I want to go out and do more speaking, just more live events, and just say to people, this is who I am, this is what I do, give them some tips, and get out there that way.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, and there's one of the things about online marketing is I think what overwhelms people is there's not any one way to do things.
Mm-hmm.
There's like all these different ways. And I think that's why I think branding is important, because you want to have this common thread throughout all your marketing activities so that you have this consistent message. So when you speak, you have a consistent message. When you're on YouTube, you have a consistent message. When you write, you have a consistent message. You call, again, going back to the products, they're all called the same thing.
Right.
So they feed each other, and that can really help in driving.
Yeah. And that's why I expanded more out to Creativity and Confidence Catalyst, because I had Elemental Cuisine, and every one of my YouTube videos I started with my logo, which is a really awesome little logo, but it was pigeonholing me into like this cuisine person.
Yeah.
And I'm more than that. And so I didn't want, so like half my videos are Elemental Cuisine. I got the same music, the same logo, same everything, and I've been getting away from that. And most of the people who subscribe to my channel are for a plant-based diet, but I think a lot of those people just want recipes and stuff rather than a problem, an immediate problem that they'll pay money to solve. So.
That's the thing that I've kind of noticed with the plant-based space is people are searching for recipes. There's a lot of free stuff out there on the plant-based diet and the vegan diet, so you have to figure out how you're going to solve that, provide something that's additional value that they'll actually pay for.
Right.
I mean, the one thing about the Creativity and Confidence Catalyst, I mean, as a kind of defining who you are, it's great, but it doesn't really tell me what I would be searching on to find you. I mean, it's great as a tagline. It's like, okay, I'm in the right place. She's going to give me confidence, but it doesn't help me when I'm searching for a solution to my problem.
Right. So what do we do about that?
Well, again, it goes back to research. What are the top, you have to kind of build a picture of your target market and what are their top problems and where do they hang out. I mean, the tagline is fine, but you need to have content on your site that addresses their issue.
Yeah, and they could either be directed to the mastermind group, or if they want to make videos, to go over to that VIP offer, which is all about create amazing business videos. Right.
Which VIP doesn't mean video to me. So, you need
to change it. And Gina, is that something I can just change on my end? Just
You
change.
can. So if we don't want to completely rename or just completely change the page and do a new, page name, we can in the menu settings, like Kathy said. Sometimes it can complicate SEO a little bit, but you can just rename right in the menu settings what you call the page. So if you want to call VIP,
Video, whatever.
one-on-one coaching day or something like that, or live, whatever you want to call it, you could actually rename it right.
And just change it, and then make sure all those links, because all the YouTube videos direct them to VIP or events. So I'd have to change all those, yeah. All right, got it.
Okay, we have about 5 minutes left. Is there anything else I can help you with? Hopefully this has been helpful.
Yeah, it's been helpful. What do you think, Gina? You know more of the back end and everything of my website.
Yeah, I think this is really good. I think it's a great insight that we can add some more videos to your sales page, and if we rename it, that's very simple. So, I mean, we can definitely use your time and, just knock those out and get you some traffic. So,
yeah. Sounds good to me.
Okay, awesome.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, you two.
No worries.
Pamela, Kathy and I do have a best-selling book called 21 SEO Tips, Essential SEO Tips. So I'll leave the link to that. It's just like a 99-cent book. So I'll leave the link for our best-selling book. And of course, Kathy is somebody that you could hire if you're interested in doing more SEO. So she can be reached at webenso.com, and we can always include that link as well.
Yep.
Sounds great. Great, and congratulations on the best-selling book. I know that doesn't just happen.
It's a lot of work. We'll see.
I know. In fact, I should get more juice out of my book. I've got Giving Voice to Your Cause, and it's out there on Amazon. And it's funny. I put all this time into it, and I should do more with that.
Yeah, that would be another way to get traffic to your website.
In fact, I don't think, it's on my blog, or it's on that offer as a bonus, but that's the only place I mention it.
All right, awesome. Well, we have lots to do. I have typed up notes for you, Pamela, so you don't have to read through there or watch this whole broadcast again. I can just send them off to you, and we'll take off the list. Thank you, Kathy, for all your great advice today, and thank you, Pamela.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.